And there's Mr. Nook, of which he is referred to as Mr. Nook in the video.
Yeah, the CEO. I notice he's very important now.
Yeah, yeah, being a loan shark, and then...
Oh, come on, he gave you, as they said in the video, they give you interest-free loans, and you don't have to pay it back. He's he's helping people get on the property ladder. Very important. He's a good guy.
He let me wait about 5 years for me to pay off my loans.
Well, exactly. So, no, yeah, I'm definitely on Team Nook. I think he's a good man. He's a good Tanuki, wherever he is. But yeah, so there was so much in this. Like I said, it was a 3-parter, and I kept thinking, like, and there's more. Yeah. And there's more. Without any further ado.
Yeah, so the first part's just starting up now, which we're getting some shots of the island, and
it's just beautiful, though, isn't it? I mean,
look at the glistening.
The sparkles and the wind and just. Oh, I don't know how much of this is actual gameplay.
I think it could be like. I
think it's been rendered in the game, and then maybe they've done some little trickery with panning shots and stuff like that. So I think it is going. Yeah, I mean, but it's just I was just looking at it, going, "Oh, that just looks beautiful." But yeah, I mean, it's the first HD, isn't it? So yeah, they're going for it.
It has to be 1080p. I mean, like, the only other 1080p Animal Crossing game to date was Amiibo Festival, which we won't go into. But
well, yeah, it was all right if you like Mario Party, but anyway, yeah. So
So you're picking your own island.
Yeah,
thousands.
The Hemisphere support is a big thing, actually.
Yeah.
Because for people in sort of South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, South America, that's a big thing. That is a big thing, and it means presumably you've got friends down south. You can visit a wintry island in the middle of summer, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what we're up to.
I mean, obviously, being Animal Crossing, it looks like spring is spring as it would be over here, and summer, all the fruits on the trees growing.
Yeah.
And all the cicadas coming out.
Big beetles, yeah.
Yep. Autumn, when leaves are starting to turn and fall to the ground.
Yeah, and the hair, there's a little shine on the hair as well. I mean, it's just little things. They've taken the same art style that we're used to and just made it prettier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they haven't changed it. They've just made it smarter and smoother and just a little bit more detail. So they know that we'd be angry if they totally changed everything. Yeah. But they've said, look, here's the game you know and love. We've just made it pretty. I mean, and things like just different hairstyles. The fact that you can actually have shall we say, a more ethnic facial colour without having to permanently suntan now.
Yeah.
Just little things like that where they've just gone. There's so much fan service in this of people saying, we want this, we want this, we want this. Animal Crossing would be perfect if. And they've obviously listened to a lot of this. There's a big one later on, actually. Yeah. It's coming up pretty soon. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Just waiting for it to come up on the screen.
Yeah, you can tell about that one.
So, yeah, looking at this now, you can basically put where your neighbours are going to be.
Yes.
So you can put them as far away as you want or as close as you want. And
yeah, but also the thing is, for those of us who, put out the trees just so, and a flower bed here and this, that and the other, and then you wake up and some animals put their house right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, got rid of your perfect fruit tree because they built a house on top of it, and just to be able to say, no, this is, I don't want the house there. Again, it's fancy. They've said, well, okay, we're going to let it so that you can tell the animals where they're going to put their houses. And it sounds like a little thing, but when you've invested a lot of effort into landscaping and then someone builds a house in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see they're still buying weeds for excessive amounts of bells.
Yep. Which is, handy if you left the game for quite a while and you want to make a bit of money. But yeah, I was coming from Pocket Camp, the crafting. Yeah,
I'm sort of a bit sad to see the back of retail. Actually, maybe we'll still see Cyrus and Reese doing something else. But I think they've just made it. They know what people like doing in Animal Crossing, and have made it less about slow collecting of things, and more about getting the customization. I think it's a lot more customization in this one.
So like waiting for days for something to happen, but now you can just go out and find all the bits and pieces to make what you want, and then make it. And another thing that's coming up is the customization.
Yes.
So
well, I said custom mugs. Did you see custom mugs?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, custom mugs, and like I said, they seem to smooth that out as well, because it's still quite pixelated. Now I think it's the same sort of resolution as New Leaf QR code ones. They seem to be the same size, but they just seemed a little smoother.
It maybe just the trickery of HD. So they've filled it in a little bit, but it just makes it look a bit more real, I suppose, bit more nice. Yeah, new character, this guy. I didn't think dodos could fly, but I suppose that's the joke.
That's the and Orville, or they're Orville and Wilbur. So or the Wright brothers, obviously. So
that's a little nod there.
Yeah.
So, going into other people's islands and having a little group selfie there.
Yeah, that is quite sweet. That is sweet. I can imagine this being like the Nintendo clubs, getting everyone together and just visiting each other's islands and running around together. I mean, there's one thing about they've made the couch co-op. I didn't know how that was going to work for like the family play, and that seems to be quite good in that they've I don't know, have we had that bit? I can't remember now, but maybe not. Well, we'll talk about that later, because I think that's coming up later. But yeah, it seems to work anyway. Anyway, what are we up to now?
Send packages and letters.
Yes.
Just like in New Leaf, but it's taking it up a level. And
I did see sort of limited edition postage there as well, sort of special, maybe birthday or Christmas or Toy Day, I should say, kind of things. Yeah, this is all very familiar. This made me happy, because it looks very much like the start of every Animal Crossing game. You've got nothing.
A lamp and a radio. That's what you get.
Yeah. Well, that's we like working out from nothing, though. That's the thing. So
take a look at the Nook phone now. Oh, moving on from it already, but yeah. So you have.
Well, it's a menu, isn't it? Really, but it's a nice idea for the menu. Yeah, this is the Good Morning Vietnam part. I love the sort of like echoey voice as well. It's like Isabel at the start, isn't he? Isabel at the start of New Leaf telling you what's going on, so if visitors are arriving or something. But yeah, I
prefer that rather than the bulletin board. I know the bulletin board you could walk backwards and forwards and read all day, but
it does seem to be still there, because I noticed it's got the little yellow bird on the top, so of show you that there's something on the bulletin board, so I think that's still there.
The Nook mileage program.
Yeah, well, this is like the badges for I can't remember his name now. The sort of Boy Scout guy.
Yes,
gave you badges.
Remember, but yeah, it's sort of like an achievement. Accomplished lad. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, title keywords as well. It means you can get titles in your passport, I assume. But and get me air miles. Look at that hair; it's moving. The hair is moving. It's just little thing. Well, I only just noticed it, but it's just like they've gone, let's take a simple game. And because that was one of the things apparently about how Nintendo do their games, is they do everything in like super full high definition colour, because it's a lot less hungry of processing power. The fans queue as well, but so they can afford to sort of muck about a bit with things like making all the leaves move around, because it's not like they're trying to do sort of super hyper realistic things.
So like not 100 different shades of brown.
Yeah, exactly. So they've gone. So they make the apples look like them, and they're cartoon apples, but they're really nice cartoon apples. And yeah, we've still got medicine and bees or wasps.
Yeah, a staple for Animal Crossing games. And
absolutely. You've got to be running away.
So you go to the resource centre and get yourself some medicine, and you've packed a warmer.
Does anyone ever bother with the medicine? I mean, you usually just see someone walking around with like a swollen face going,
just,
oh yeah.
Just lay down for a day, you'll be back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. And just being able to put things outside. I mean, we haven't mentioned that yet, but having an outside.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then also Ghost.
Yeah, Wisp. Yeah, Wisp is still about.
Mm-hmm.
And another old friend is coming up in a minute.
Gulliver.
Yeah. And Gulliver. I mean, I assume it's going to be the same with him. It hints that you've got to try and help him get home. So that was always the thing with him, that you had to work out what country he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then he'd go off there and send you a souvenir.
Mm-hmm. I remember the
so
video basically just saying, like, look after him for a little while. He will get around to being all right, but you just have to look after him for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like I said, they're kind of hinting to people who don't know the game what you can do in it, what you should be doing in it. Mm-hmm. So
and the rest of you.
I guess this is for people who I'm not going to spoil later on in the video, but there's a thing later on in the video where I think maybe people might need a way of getting around the island simply, shall we say, if things get a bit too complicated. So if you've lost we know about the vaulting poles. If you've lost your vaulting pole, then you can, I don't know if you can, it seems the tools seem to be sort of fixed in a different kind of menu.
Yeah.
It does make it much easier to carry though, I think. So where are we now? In our tent, coming out of our tent. Yeah, just being able to put things outside. It's just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mug of tea outside. And there's deck quoits or something there. And of course Tom Nook wants tons of bells for your own home sweet home.
His grand scheme all along, he wants you to build a house on top of like your campsite. Or your
but just look at the way the window, where the light's shining on the floor.
Yes, I didn't notice that, but yeah.
And it's just like so pretty. I keep going on about how pretty it is. And the I've seen also that there's going to be, the inventory is going to be bigger as well. You can expand the inventory, which is going to really help. And this, the happy home designer style of editing, I liked the immersion of being able to just shove things around, but I must admit this will be nice to be able to do this, because I'm a terrible hoarder, so I'm sort of hoping that the house storage is much bigger. You seem to be able to drop things straight into storage without having to go into a cupboard as well, which is kind of nice. There's the usual side rooms.
Yeah, usually it's a case of just picking it up and then having to place it somewhere and then take forever to move along.
Yeah, so
onto the Nook Miles ticket, which takes you to basically a random island of which you can pick anything you want.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever played Dragon Quest Builders?
I briefly have played it.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Builders 2 has a similar sort of thing where you go off to a generated island which you can basically sort of decimate for materials. But I'm imagining this also probably a bit like Tortimer's Island. I don't know, maybe because they were saying it was random, that the pilot takes you somewhere random. So maybe it's maybe the weather might be different. It might be a different season or something. Because remember the old hack for New Leaf was to go to Tortimer's Island and catch a ton of bugs and sharks to make a load of money.
Yeah.
Because it was always summer there. So maybe you can say I want to go to a summer island or a winter island or something like that. Because that one's wintry, you see.
They did say in the video that it depends on what the pilot is in the mood for, as it were.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't go to the summer island and catch bugs all the time. I'm
going here, and you're coming with me. You don't get any discussion of where we're actually going to go, but I don't mind that.
Yeah, the small print up there, it was one of the kind of downsides is one island per switch. Because it always used to be you can have the cart and the digital, but oh well. This is not. So the couch co-op seems. I'm wondering how they were going to do that. It seems you can have one person who is sort of driving, and everyone else has to stay on the same screen as them. But I could imagine with families with kids, this would be quite nice, just to all run around and have fun together.
It's all like being the leader and everything. It's all like, I thought it was a case that Sorry, just one sec. Yeah, so like a leader would be followed by basically the other players, and then basically if one's fishing, they'll like all be fishing.
No, I think it seems to be that you move around. The leader decides which part of the island you're going to go to, and then everyone can do their own things. It is saying there that your things that you catch end up in the box. Now this was unexpected. Well, I thought they might do something with Nintendo Switch Online, but the amount of stuff you can do.
Yeah, it'll definitely make things a whole lot easier because obviously the Switch not having
keyboard.
a camera, you can have a keyboard, you can have your QR codes for.
Yeah. I mean, I was just digging as soon as video finished. I was digging out my old QR codes from New Leaf, and all my old KK Slider T-shirt and everything. There's pro designs as well there. The text chat will be really handy just to have a separate screen that you can type if you're like with someone and voice chat.
Yeah,
that's kind of brave. But yeah, I guess they'll have like parental controls and blocking and things like that but all my friends will be lovely, but random.
So like you can tell them, oh, look at this over here, and obviously you can all congregate.
Exactly. And that was only part 1?
Yeah, that was just, I wouldn't say a small part of the game, but like the first whole month's worth of like content.
Yeah, I guess so. They're basically saying, when you first get there, this will be how things are. And now all the like I said before, it's very much Animal Crossing as we know it, just with a few nips and tucks, and they've definitely listened. Yeah, and they've listened to what people have said of the things that frustrate them, and adapted it, but still kept the heart of it, and that's really nice to see.
Yeah, and like it is here, inviting other. Well, you're not inviting them over, but you've basically put spaces for future residents.
Yeah.
And
so that they don't
come in.
Yeah. They don't build their house in the middle of your flower bed. Fantastic.
There we go. So
and the museum.
Museums. The Able Sisters.
I want to know if the museum's got the roost in it, because KK's my man. That's pretty. The fish in the fish tank is just so nice.
Yeah, do you see the light on the dinosaur bones? Sort of the shadows.
Like I say, they've just made everything like HD. So all the clothes in one place. The campsite, you could just have one extra random animal coming along and invite them in. Oh, that! Look at it.
It's all the
butterflies. Oh dear!
I mean,
I can't wait to see what people do with it.
It's impressive on New Leaf, but taking it on the Switch and making it all as it is.
And being able to see the clothes, what they look like as well, before you put them on, that's kind of handy. Because before you could only see just what they had, and then everything else was just like a list of text. See, there's the bird on the bulletin board, so I think that's still there. And of course, you make your own town hall later with your flag.
So you can tell Tom Nook, yes, I want my house bigger. I want my house with a green roof.
Yeah, there's a lot of the animals' houses look very different. I don't know if the villagers can have the shop move here. See, it seems that you can move things, which is kind of handy. But I don't know about how much you can customise your own house. I mean, you always used to be able to, because all of the zens and the castles and all that. So I'm just imagining you still be able to. And everyone's favourite Pooch is back.
Yep, telling the town how they should be, i.e. by cheering them up or evaluating like every single resident, make sure they're okay.
Yeah. As it is Harvey. I liked Harvey. I was hoping we'd have like an SUV go and visit other people's towns in, but
yeah, they might do that eventually.
Yeah.
This is something that's good. You can change your clothes so that
quick
whoever
change.
visits.
And Sahara. Actually, one thing I've noticed is before you used to have the. Oh, it is still the same. That the gender of the character was hinted by the colour of the name, but
Yes.
it doesn't seem to be that now because it was always blue for boys and pink for girls, but now it doesn't seem to be so clear.
Yeah, it seems to be
Because
more
I didn't
about,
know.
like, the
Team
actual
Yell Flick
character.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing, just because the thing always about Gracie was that in the Japanese version, Gracie's a chap, and in the Western version, Gracie is a girl, and it's kind of unusual. Well, not unusual, but in a game, it's kind of unusual. It's strange that they decided to change Gracie for the Western release, but I digress. A ladder, that's kind of handy.
Definitely. Especially, like climbing cliffs, and
Yeah.
you can build
And this, the
staircases
ramp,
and
so you don't have to run to the same place to get up to the next level now. That's going to be kind of handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the animal's got lots of different houses. I'm hoping we can have customisable houses too.
I reckon because the islands are so big now, you do kind of need these, like, help hubs and
Yeah.
the bridges. Well, obviously the bridges were a big thing in pretty much every other Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, but I think you could only have 3.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. And this, I like the way you can curve off the corners as well. That's a nice look.
Mm-hmm.
This was a surprise. This was a big surprise. Big surprise.
So, well, not that I'm saying I don't see the point of, like, closing off a pond, but
I think for the people who want their town to be absolutely perfect, then it's great. And I can imagine myself using, because there's usually one bit of cliff that's just annoying you for reasons, it's just in the way, or it just the river could just be a little bit more curved or something. So I can imagine myself sort of nipping and tucking a few things, but I'm not going to make a lot of changes. But it's there for people who want to totally Minecraft it, basically.
Yeah. That's what one of my friends compared to it, Minecraft, to this, because obviously making everything how you want it.
Well, that's always been the thing. I mean, like I said, I'm a hoarder decorator. I just have houses full of toot. Lots and lots and lots. So the fact that I can have lots of it and... you can get it to your back, Peach. I can have lots and lots of it and store it and have it outside as well. It just makes me happy. I don't think I'll be that cluttered as well. I like the town to look kind of rustic, but yeah.
So it looked like you put a little pond on the beach.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a item. It was in the old ones. I think it's like some sort of jacuzzi or some sort of traditional Japanese bath, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, on to part 3, the most requested, as it were.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I'm sort of. They didn't answer all of the questions, shall we say?
Yeah.
But they're keeping some things close to their chest, I think.
I reckon.
And some of these questions they'd actually already answered, but it's nice of them to actually specify it all.
Yeah.
Because they already said this earlier in the video, but I suppose they want to really underline the fact that you can't have 2 copies of the game on one Switch.
Excuse me. Yeah, it seems a bit weird, but...
It's probably to do with the way it saves, because before it would save the digital version on the SD card and the cart version on the cart, but it's all saved on the SD card now.
Yeah, Amiibo's making a comeback.
Yes, I say snap up those cards before they all go, because...
I wonder if there will be, like, reprinted. Yeah, because obviously there's enough demand for, like, all the Amiibo, and
or maybe
statues as well.
Maybe. This is interesting as well, this photo thing. I could imagine friends and family having... Because I had fun with this in Tomodachi Life. Sort of setting all things up and then making little tableaus out of them. That was fun. Yeah, this I love my KK. It says you can't chat with DJ KK right now, but it does say in the voiceover
It's coming soon.
it coming later. So maybe you can't if you haven't built the roost yet or something. I don't know.
This is what I like. You can set a temporary code. So, say if you're meeting with someone like for the first time, you just want to show them your island, you can give them Dodo code.
Yeah.
And
so you don't have to be friends to actually invite someone round, which is nice.
And this features the best friends, where they can basically run havoc, run amok around the town.
I'm sure you mean help you with the chores.
Yes. Yeah. I know a few people that will chop our trees down and just say, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? But yeah, this one, the cloud saves, what do they mean?
Yeah, I didn't get this because they basically said, yeah, you can't save to the server, but you can.
Yeah. You can't save to the Nintendo server, you can save to the Animal Crossing server. But isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone will want to know about that. I'm assuming that you will be able to save a copy somewhere, and every time you go online, maybe it will keep a state of your game, and therefore, if you can prove that your console is lost and you've claimed for it, then
they'll release it.
Yeah, it's all the usual guys, Purvey and Jingle and Zippity Bunny.
And Bunny Day coming up next month.
Yeah, so. Bunny Day coming up. As April, I don't know if it is April. Yeah, and of course there was going to be Pocket Camp crossover.
Yeah.
I like the little SUVs, actually, they're kind of cute.
I like the plane, the aquaplane in the back there. But.
Yeah, so that's not a huge surprise.
So yeah, just got to follow Isabel now to see what comes next. If there is any more news in the next month or so.
Well, I don't know actually. I mean, I've been saying to a number of people the funny thing about this version of Animal Crossing is I think it's the first one where the Japanese version hasn't come out first. So no one knows what's coming apart from what Nintendo have told us. So we are all in the dark. And I'm really liking that because it's hard to avoid spoilers, and all we know is what Nintendo think we should know, basically from these videos. Oh, little flip flops on the beach there, and your cocktail. Very nice, very nice. So, any final comments?
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, there wasn't too much new stuff. But there wasn't over using all the old stuff, as it were.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They seem to have kept, because like I said, they've said okay, because Celeste in Wild World was up in the roof of the museum, and they do this every time. So Celeste in the Wild World was in the museum, looking at the stars, and you could edit the stars, you could edit the constellations. And then now she's still in the game as a visitor. So what they do changes. I mean, we don't know what Captain's up to. I don't know if he takes you out sea fishing. I say I haven't seen Brewster yet. They'll be there because I think it's like Pokemon. Every single one's always in it. But we'll find out. And characters, like Rover and various characters that had jobs I don't know, actually I don't know if now I come to say the police dogs, I can't remember their name now. Booker and Copper,
yeah,
because in Wild World they basically guarded the gateway to the internet pretty much, and then in New Leaf they just sort of picked up lost property, I think.
And they said,
you built a little police house for them to live in, one of them. So who knows? Like I said, you tend to get, like you say, the same things come back.
Yeah. But it still feels fresh